The dangerous thing about AI is not that it says, "I don't know." The dangerous thing is that it answers with confidence when it is disconnected from your reality. Your files, your customer notes, your policies, your research, your operating history. That gap is where hallucinations live. RAG is one way to close it. Most AI systems begin with a memory problem. They know patterns from training, but they do not automatically know your private knowledge. So when you ask a specific business question, the model often has to improvise. It may sound fluent, it may even sound useful, but if the answer is not grounded in the right source material, you are still guessing with better grammar. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. That sounds academic, but the idea is simple. Before the AI answers, it retrieves relevant knowledge from your own information base. Then it uses that context to generate a response. So instead of asking the model to remember everything, you give it a search layer. The model becomes less like an oracle and more like an analyst with a reference library open beside it. The first pillar is the knowledge base. This is the material you want the AI to reason from. Documents, transcripts, support tickets, product specs, internal notes, contracts, playbooks, research, decisions. But dumping files into a folder is not the same as building a useful knowledge layer. Good RAG starts with clean boundaries. What belongs in the system? What should stay out? What is current? What is obsolete? And what should never be used without human review? The second pillar is chunking. AI systems do not usually retrieve entire documents at once. They retrieve pieces, a paragraph, a section, a note, a policy fragment, a decision record. If the chunks are too small, the model loses context. If they are too large, retrieval becomes noisy. The goal is to cut knowledge into units that still mean something. Each chunk should carry a complete idea, not just a random slice of words. The third pillar is embeddings. This is where the system turns meaning into geometry. Instead of searching only for exact keywords, it maps pieces of knowledge by semantic similarity. So if you ask about customer onboarding friction, the system can find notes about setup confusion, activation blockers, delayed first value, or unclear next steps. The words may differ. The meaning is nearby. That is the leverage. The fourth pillar is retrieval. When a question comes in, the system searches for the most relevant chunks, not the entire internet, not the model's vague memory, your selected knowledge base. This is where quality matters. Bad retrieval gives the model the wrong evidence. And when the evidence is wrong, the answer can still sound polished while pointing in the wrong direction. RAG does not remove the need for system design. It moves the failure point to a place you can inspect. The fifth pillar is generation with grounding. The model receives your question plus retrieved context. Then it writes an answer constrained by that context. A strong system tells the model how to behave. Use the sources. Separate facts from inference. Say when the answer is not supported. Do not fill gaps with confidence. This is the difference between an AI that performs intelligence and an AI that supports real decision-making. The basic architecture is predictable. First, ingest the documents, then clean them, then split them into meaningful chunks, then convert those chunks into searchable representations, then retrieve the best matches when a user asks a question. Finally, pass those matches to the model and generate the answer. That is the loop. Ingestion, indexing, retrieval, synthesis. Simple concept. Many ways to ruin it in execution. RAG fails when teams treat it like magic. If the source material is messy, the answers become messy. If outdated documents sit beside current ones, the system may retrieve the wrong truth. If chunks lose their meaning, the model has to guess around the edges. And if the prompt never forces honesty, the AI may still invent connective tissue. The answer is not more hype. The answer is better architecture. Clean sources, clear retrieval, visible citations, explicit uncertainty, human review where the stakes justify it. When RAG is built well, the payoff is leverage. A support assistant can answer from current policies. A research assistant can summarize from a private archive. A sales assistant can reference approved product material. A founder can query years of notes without manually hunting through folders. The model becomes a reasoning layer over your operating knowledge, not a replacement for judgment, a faster path to context. That is where useful AI begins, not with bigger promises, but with better grounding. So return to the hook. The risk was never just that AI gets things wrong. The risk is that it gets things wrong in a voice that feels finished. RAG is how you start engineering against that failure. Connect the model to your knowledge. Control what it retrieves. Make uncertainty visible. Stop asking AI to guess from the void. Start grounding it in the systems you actually run. Subscribe for more breakdowns on data, AI, and digital leverage. And if you want the operating base behind the work, go to ectd.com.nu.